At the end of May in 1929, a deeply troubled Du Bois boarded a train to visit Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee, his alma mater. He had been disturbed by reports that Fayette Mackenzie, the autocratic white president of the university, had instituted a dictatorial rule on campus. Magazines were censored, dating and dancing forbidden, and conversations between male and female students restricted. Mackenzie had been seeking $1 million endowment from Northern foundations that were sympathetic to his request, provided that Mackenzie suppress any militancy on campus. The foundation wanted black students to teach their students to accommodate to Jim Crow as Booker T. Washington had preached, not to challenge it, as Du Bois was suggesting. On June 2nd, with the president of the university, the trustees, students, and alumni packing the chapel, Du Bois attacked Mackenzie. I have never known an institution whose alumni are more bitter and disgusted with the present situation in this university. Whites wanted black schools to teach their students to accommodate Jim Crow as Booker T. Washington had preached, and not challenge it as Du Bois was suggesting. In Fisk today, discipline is choking freedom, threats are replacing inspiration, ironclad rules, suspicion, tale bearing are almost universal. Du Bois's speech added fuel to the fire of protests that had been burning on campus. In November 1924, the board trustees arrived on campus and were immediately greeted by students chanting anti Mackenzie and pro Du Bois statements. Away with the Tsar and down with the tyrant. The trustees recommended to Mackenzie that he make a few minor concessions. Mackenzie seemingly agreed, then reneged on his promises. The students overturned chapel seats, broke windows, all the while keeping up a steady shouting of Du Bois, and singing, "Before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave." Mackenzie immediately retaliated by summoning the Nashville police to campus. 80 policemen armed with riot guns broke down the doors to the men's dormitory, smashed windows, beat and arrested 6 of the 7 students on the list. The students were charged with a felony, a crime for which they could be sent to prison. The students were eventually released and left in the school. In response, the students called a strike that polarized the Nashville community. Du Bois supported the strike. They held fast for 8 weeks despite the pressure. When local white banks and their post office would no longer cash their checks, the black community stepped into the rescue. Despite having the trustees' support, Mackenzie's rule was over, and he resigned. The victory had repercussions on other black campuses. At Howard University, a confrontation between the white president and the school's black faculty and student body led to the president's resignation and the appointment of the first black president of Howard.